Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world, with me, Deepika, coming up in the next half an hour. India celebrates Rashtriya Ekta Divas or National Unity Day, marking 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. Prime Minister Modi highlights government's decisive blow to the menace of Naxalism, laments that many earlier governments were not serious about protecting nation's sovereignty. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and US Secretary Pete Hegseth signed 10-year US-India defence framework. Hegseth calls it a cornerstone for regional stability and deterrence. And in sports, India successfully defeats 7-time World Cup winner Australia to make it to the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup Super Finale. India all set to face South Africa in the final at Navi Mumbai's D.Y. Patil Stadium. Good afternoon to all the viewers joining us at this afternoon broadcast. To begin with the latest, India celebrates the 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the first Deputy Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country. The day is celebrated as National Unity Day. President Draupadi Murmu offered floral tributes at the statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The President, in a social media post, described Sardar Patel as a great patriot, visionary leader and nation builder who accomplished the historic task of unifying the nation through his unwavering resolve, indomitable courage and adept leadership. She said that Sardar Patel's dedication and spirit of national service continue to inspire all the Indians. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi V.K. Saxena and Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta, along with other dignitaries, also paid floral tributes to Sardar Patel at his statue. Prime Minister Narendra Modi participated in the Rashtriya Ekta Divas celebrations in Gujarat's Ekta Nagar, marking the 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Prime Minister Modi offered floral tributes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel at his statue, known as the Statue of Unity. He also administered the Ekta Divas pledge to the participants at the Statue of Unity. Through this pledge, participants reaffirmed their commitment to preserving the unity, integrity and security of the nation. The pledge also emphasized the importance of spreading this message among the fellow countrymen. In his address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the government has dealt a decisive and powerful blow to Naxalism and Maoist terrorism since 2014, and they will further wipe out the menace. Take a listen.
2014 के बाद हमारी सरकार ने नक्सलवाद, माओवादी आतंक पर प्रचंड प्रहार किया। हमने शहरों में बैठे अर्बन नक्सलियों के समर्थकों, अर्बन नक्सलियों को भी किनारे लगाया। हमने वैचारिक लड़ाई भी जीती और नक्सलियों के गढ़ में जाकर उनसे मोर्चा लिया। इसका परिणाम आज देश के सामने है। 2014 के पहले देश के करीब 125 जिले माओवादी आतंक की चपेट में थे। आज ये संख्या केवल 11 बची है और उसमें भी सिर्फ 3 जिलों में ही नक्सलवाद अभी भी कुछ गंभीर रूप से हावी है और आज मैं सरदार पटेल के सानिध्य में एकता नगर की इस धरती से पूरे देश को भरोसा दिलाता हूं, जब तक देश नक्सलवाद, माओवाद, उस आतंक से पूरी तरह मुक्त नहीं हो जाता, हम रुकने वाले नहीं हैं।
On decisive fight against infiltration, Prime Minister Narendra Modi pledged to expel each infiltrator from the country.
आज देश की एकता और आंतरिक सुरक्षा को बहुत बड़ा खतरा घुसपैठियों से भी है। देश के भीतर दशकों से विदेशी घुसपैठिए आते रहे, वो देशवासियों के संसाधनों पर कब्जा करते रहे, डेमोग्राफी का संतुलन बिगाड़ते रहे, देश की एकता दांव पर लगाते रहे। लेकिन पुरानी सरकारें इतनी बड़ी समस्या पर आंख मूंदे रही। वोट बैंक की राजनीति के लिए राष्ट्र की सुरक्षा को जानबूझकर खतरे में डाला गया।
The Unity Day celebrations also featured a grand parade, cultural performances, and tributes showcasing India's unity and diversity. The Rashtriya Ekta Divas featured contingents from the BSF, CRPF, and state police forces. The parade also honored Shaurya Chakra and Gallantry Medal awardees for their courage in anti-Naxal and counter-terror operations. A special highlight was the BSF squad of Indian breed dogs led by Mudhol Honj Ria. The squad has also been praised by Prime Minister Modi in his Man Ki Baat episode for promoting indigenous breeds and modern training. To highlight the message of unity in diversity, W, representing different states and union territories, participated in the Unity Day parade. A total of 10 W were featured, showcasing contributions from National Security Guard, NDRF Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Manipur, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand and Puducherry, each reflecting the spirit of India's unity in diversity.
और अब बस्तर की समृद्ध संस्कृति, जातीय शिल्प ढोकरा और शिव उपासना से जुड़ी समृद्ध परंपराओं और छत्तीसगढ़ की
दर्शनीय है, जिन्होंने गुजरात राज्य से भारत संघ
Professional riders performed thrilling motorcycle stunts and synchronized formations at Sardar Patel's birthday celebrations. The crowd was left awe-inspired as engines roared and wheels defied gravity with every daring maneuver. A cultural program featuring 900 artists showcased India's classical dances, representing the richness and diversity of Indian culture. The event symbolized the national unity and commemorated Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's legacy. Home Minister Amit Shah on Friday flagged off Run for Unity from Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi on the occasion of National Unity Day. Speaking on the occasion, the Home Minister praised Sardar Patel, stating that modern India is a result of Patel's vision and efforts. He further pointed out that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has fulfilled Sardar Patel's resolve by abrogating Article 370.
जब 1928 में किसानों को जो अन्याय होता था, इसमें बारडोली सत्याग्रह हुआ। गुजरात के दक्षिणी छोर पर बारडोली सत्याग्रह जब हुआ, तब सभी लोग मानते थे कि अंग्रेज नहीं झुकेगा। सरदार साहब के नेतृत्व में किसानों ने आंदोलन शुरू किया और देखते देखते एक छोटे से कस्बे में फैला हुआ वो आंदोलन देश भर के किसानों का आंदोलन बनकर रह गया और अंततोगत्वा अंग्रेजों ने किसानों की बात माननी पड़ी और उसी आंदोलन को लेकर महात्मा गांधी ने वल्लभ भाई पटेल को सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल का उपनाम लिया और वहीं से वल्लभ भाई पटेल सरदार पटेल बने।
To mark the 150th anniversary of Sardar Patel, Sardar at 150 Unity March is also being organized across the country. It is a nationwide initiative honoring the 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. It symbolizes his unparalleled role in unifying India as part of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. The Unity March will unfold across two phases. The first phase will take place from the 31st of October till the November 25th, and the second phase will begin from the 26th of November and will go on till the 6th of December this year. And to mark the 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Run for Unity was also held across the nation. Marking the occasion of National Unity Day, the Assam Police also organized a special event titled Run for Unity at Khanapara Playground premises on Friday. In Ladakh, Kargil District Administration, in collaboration with Youth Services and Sports Department, organized a vibrant Run for Unity under the theme Sardar at 150. Participants carried the spirit of unity by chanting patriotic songs and slogans throughout the route. Uttar Pradesh's Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath flagged off Run for Unity on Rashtriya Ekta Divas in Lucknow. Speaking at the event, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who started a campaign to honor the sons of Bharat Mata when he came to power in 2014. Time to take a short break, but still to come on the other side. After the break, we'll get you more updates on the eviction of Prince Andrew from royal residence. And up next, a special report on Halloween Day 2025.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. After that short break, you're watching DD India Live. Now, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth on Friday exchanged an agreement on the framework for US-India major defence partnership in Kuala Lumpur. The agreements were signed during the talks between the two leaders on the sidelines of the regional ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting in Kuala Lumpur. The Defence Minister said the agreement will usher in a new era in already strong India-US defence partnership. He further added that the defence framework will provide policy direction to the entire spectrum of the India-US defence relationship.
3 बार टेलीफोनिक वार्ता हमारी हो चुकी है और जब आपसे एडीएम के गाइडलाइंस पर व्यक्तिगत रूप से मिलकर मुझे बेहद खुशी हुई है और इस अवसर पर डिफेंस फ्रेमवर्क की शाइनिंग मैं समझता हूँ कि उसके परिणाम स्वरूप आज एक नए अध्याय का प्रारंभ होगा। इन शब्दों के साथ मैं पुनः आपको धन्यवाद देता हूँ और मेरा पूरा विश्वास है कि आपकी लीडरशिप में भारत और यूएस के रिश्ते और अधिक मजबूत होंगे।
And to get you more on this, I'm joined by DD India correspondent Akshay Dongre. Good afternoon, Akshay. Tell us why this deal becomes significant for both the nations, with India's sharp-eyed focus on making India self-reliant in defence sector as well.
Well, Deepika, the framework as far as the defense framework between the two countries is concerned is quite a feat as far as the cooperation between the two defense sectors are concerned, not just the state-owned ones but also the private ones, because the framework that has been signed today between our Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, and the Secretary of Defense of US, Mr. Hegseth, is clearly a long-term agreement. It doesn't talk about any short-term deals as such, but it talks about interoperability, it talks about cooperation, it talks about joint military exercises, and also exchanges in the technological sectors and advancements. So it's a long-term plan that has been laid today, and as far as the vision is concerned, it talks about at least a decade of cooperation between the two countries in the defense sector. And the question, coming to a question about how it becomes important for both the countries, so clearly for India, it gives us access to some of the technologies that we may need for our self-reliant push. It gives us security in terms of cooperation with the US partners. For US, the regions such as the Indo-Pacific region, the Indian Ocean region, these are the areas where the US needs cooperation from India. It needs collaboration in several aspects of defense and security, not just for the region but for the respective countries as well. And it has something for both the partners. It has a sort of sectors where India can learn a lot from the US. It has areas where US can get and achieve a lot from the Indian experience of operating in these regions. So as far as the self-reliant in specific is concerned, then clearly India's self-defense sector is also growing leaps and bounds, and especially has grown in the last 10 years. So US sees India as a viable defense partner in which with which it can not only sell its products and sell its technology, but also joint develop the upcoming technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and other kind of cutting edge technology that is required in defense sector and that will be required in the upcoming decade. So it's a long-term plan that has been laid today, and it remains to be seen that how effectively that will be implemented by both the countries, but it's a good news for the defense sector of both US and India.
Indeed. Akshay, also last year, India and the US signed an agreement to ensure mutual supply of defense goods, and this year, taking a step ahead, both signed the 10-year pact. Tell us, how is it going to strengthen India's presence on the global map when we talk about diplomacy?
Well, we have a quite significant footprint there on global map as it is when it comes to defense sector. India is one of those only countries that has the technology to not only develop a highly sophisticated fighter aircraft, the Tejas and Tejas Mark 1, AMCA is in the making, the advanced medium combat aircraft that is going to be a 5th generation, but also in other arenas as well. In land, we have technologies to develop our own hypersonic missiles, our supersonic missiles, our ramjet engine is into production. In the oceans, we are one of the only few countries that has the capability of manufacturing an entire aircraft carrier from the scratch. So India's footprint is already quite significant, but with the collaboration with US, it is going to go further ahead. And further, it is going to deepen our technological prowess in not only the region but on a global level. Yes, you have rightly mentioned that the last year as well a pact has been signed this year as well. So this is what we are seeing is continuity when it comes to supplying of these cutting edge technologies, essential equipments, manufacturing capabilities, and markets as well that are willing to buy products that are co-manufactured by the two countries. So it is going to be a huge victory for both the countries if the framework is implemented in a timely manner, if it converts into reality on the ground as well, because the kind of interoperability and the kind of collaboration that is envisioned is going to take the defense defense sectors in both the countries to new heights.
Right. Thank you so much, Akshay, for joining us and giving us a rounded perspective on this very important development between India and the United States. On to West Asia now. Hamas has handed over 2 bodies of deceased Israeli hostages on Thursday, a day after the tenuous Gaza ceasefire was shaken by a series of deadly Israeli strikes across the enclave. Israeli military said in a statement that the bodies of hostages were returned to Israel forces via Red Cross in Gaza for burial after an identification process was completed. Under the ceasefire accord, Hamas released all living hostages in return for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and wartime detainees, while Israel pulled back its troops, halted its offensive, and increased aid into the enclave. Hamas also agreed to hand over the remains of all 28 dead hostages in exchange for 360 Palestinian militants killed in the war. Now, up to Thursday, it had handed over 15 bodies. Israel says Hamas has been too slow to hand over the remaining bodies of hostages still in Gaza. Hamas says it will take time to locate and retrieve all of the remains. Pakistan and Afghanistan have agreed on the continuation of a ceasefire after talks held in Istanbul with the mediation of Turkey and Qatar. Turkey's foreign ministry confirmed that Pakistan and Afghanistan will hold another round of peace talks in Istanbul next week and will maintain a ceasefire until then. The talks, set for November the 6th, come in the wake of the deadliest clashes between the South Asian neighbors since the Taliban returned to power in 2021. More than 70 people were killed and hundreds wounded in violence that erupted after the explosions in Kabul on the 29th of October that Taliban authorities blamed on Pakistan. Britain's King Charles III has stripped his brother, Prince Andrew, of his remaining titles and evicted him from his royal residence after weeks of pressure to act over his relationship with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Buckingham Palace said on Thursday the king initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles and honours of Prince Andrew. After the king's rare move, Andrew will be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and not as Prince, and he will move from his Royal Lodge residence into a private accommodation. It is almost unprecedented for a British prince or princess to be stripped of that title. It last happened in the year 1919 when Prince Ernest Augustus, who was a UK royal and also a Prince of Hanover, had his British title removed for siding with Germany during the First World War. And now it's time to get you all the latest from the world of sports. To begin with the biggest news of the day, India has stormed into the final of the Women's Cricket World Cup. In a thrilling semi-final at Navi Mumbai, India defeated defending champions Australia by 5 wickets to secure their place in the summit clash. Well, this is the 3rd time India has reached the final of Women's Cricket ODI World Cup, but they are still chasing their first ever title. India will now face South Africa in a blockbuster finale on the 2nd of November. Here's more.
India has reached the final of the Women's Cricket World Cup after defeating 7-time champions Australia. In the semi-final played at the D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai, Australia won the toss and elected to bat first. The defending champions posted a strong total of 338 runs before being bowled out in 49.5 overs. Captain Eliza Healy fell cheaply to Kranti Gaur, giving India an early breakthrough. Phoebe Litchfield and Elise Perry then stitched together a 155-run stand for the second wicket. Litchfield registered her maiden World Cup century, scoring a brilliant 119 runs, while Perry added 77 and Ashley Gardner contributed 63 to take Australia to a commanding total of 338. Chasing a record 339, India had a shaky start as Shafali Verma and Smriti Mandhana departed early. However, Jemima Rodrigues and captain Harmanpreet Kaur steadied the innings with a crucial 167-run partnership for the third wicket. Harmanpreet played a fine knock of 89 before being dismissed, while Jemima Rodrigues went on to score her maiden World Cup century. Contributions from Deepti Sharma, Richa Ghosh and Amanjot Kaur helped India seal the chase in 48.3 overs with 5 wickets in hand. Jemima Rodrigues remained unbeaten on 127 and was named player of the match. The 339-run target is now the highest ever successfully chased in Women's World Cup history. India have reached the Women's ODI World Cup final for the third time, still in search of their maiden title. They will take on South Africa in the final on November 2 in Navi Mumbai.
India has finally ended Australia's unbeaten run in the World Cup and defeated them by 5 wickets in the semi-final. India will now face South Africa in the final on Sunday. Both the teams have never won the World Cup, so we are definitely going to have a new world champion in women's cricket this time. With camera person Ashish Sharma, this is Suchitra reporting for DD India in Navi Mumbai.
And today, the world is celebrating Halloween. The name Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, or the day before All the Saints' Day. It is a festival of costumes, candies, spooky tales and ghostly decorations enjoyed across many parts of the world. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.